Tuffo The Bulletman.
Sanibona, Dumela, Abusheng. Okay, I guess this is the wrong microphone, eh? I did that on purpose. How you doing, people? I'll go by the name of Tuffo The Bulletman, so without wasting any more time, let me just get to business. Is it okay, though, if I don't use the microphone, because the crowd is quite close, and I like moving around? All right, thank you. Can you see me? Yeah. Word. Cleaning out the closet. Running your mouth on stage about revolution ain't gonna change shit if you never put your words into action. I hate how many poets speak in terms of deception when they act like righteous people just because they verbally blessed with a certain lyrical concept that put verbs in a pattern. Plus, ever since the finger snaps and the clapping, I see a lot of reciters who got no talent at all being foolish enough to believe that they just murdered a session. Most people just like to hear themselves talk, and that's it. I was kind of figured that in order to become ass-kissed and stand an opportunity of possibly getting in bed with a chick that would have never even dared to spread her legs if she was never a honey groupie pervert and a sex freak whose motive is to satisfy every poet with a best piece, why not scribble up some sonnets in paragraph schemes so you can be the center of attraction? And who cares if your lyrical stamina is kind of feeble and lacks skill? As long as you got a punchline to get them snaps in, it should be enough to fool people into thinking you're blessed with a poetic spirit. But let me tell you what the fact is. You get 20% of reciters who are true poets. Then the rest is just attention seekers, and you know it. I admit, though, your whack lyrics are getting you noticed, but you're as good as an erection. You only last for a few moments. I respect views, true, but it doesn't change the fact that you part of the same disease that got poetry so infected, and I don't see growth. I see an art being infested by the naive-minded who shits on the time that was invested and emotions that got hurt when we begged not to be rejected by the same public that made us feel like poetry is senseless. The mockery extended. The more that we express that, we paint pictures of words through life in a way that we best can. So how dare you use the blood and sweat of poets who are hard at work as publicity stunt when you know very well your art ain't worth it. And the compliments got you thinking that you're smart and perfect, but I see right through all the deceivers that the crowds accepted. Speaking of crowds, I feel like some supporters ain't fair though, because they choose to turn a blind eye to this problem, and they know these people ain't about the truth whenever they get verbal, so why the compliments? Why give them chances to let them grow? I've also met some artists that are nothing but two-faced. On stage, I gotta applaud them on how proudly the truth's placed, reciting about God and how lovely the true faith. Inspiring words got me like, now, there must be a true saint. I remember this female poet who had me inspired deeply. I was touched by every word throughout her entire scribblings. Out of appreciation for feeding my soul, I had complimentary talk. I thought I should run and buy her quickly. I greeted her with nothing but a smile and respect. Just when I was about to compliment her style and impact, while I'm at it, also point out which of her lines had me blessed, she looked at me with a facial that was so hostile and mean that I stopped judging poets by the conscious lyrics, because I feel like if you don't have your whole heart in it, you shouldn't be trying to deceive us with a raw art image that'll have us thinking you're humble when you're all just gimmick. Take me, for example. The sensitive say I'm offensive. I'm criticized for not having boundaries on a pen tip. I don't beat around the bush. I'm keeping it authentic. This is freedom of speech. I give a damn who gets offended. Therefore, I'll never sell myself short like midget prostitutes. I never kiss ass just to get digits from a few. I don't even care if you don't like my lyrics and point of views. My job is to translate the word and preach it to all of you. Some people get so desperate to ignite the audience that they don't care if they sounding alike on a podium. That's why mostly newcomers ain't nothing we ain't heard before. I guess the fact is, whenever they bite, it's only then they start feeling like maybe they do matter a little bit. It's funny, when a biter starts to act like he's killing shit, knowing well his style is a duplicate of a lyricist, but still he points out who he thinks is too whack and the critics and see. The problem starts when fans want to get on stage too. They thinking, all you need to be a poet is a plain book, a couple of pens, and emphasized emotions with bombastic words to convince us that you're deeper than grave tombs. This art is not a joke. It's not as easy as it may look. It's bigger than cheesy metaphors and sonnets with lame hooks. It is a strategy for true poets to bring change through godly lyricism in a manner that contains truth. The real poet will stick to art intentionally as a slave to it, even if it means you have to go through certain pain to do it, regardless how many people find you offensive. If you're all about the truth, then your word is what you should stay true with. See, they asked me to tone it down a little bit, put boundaries on whatever I jotted down and literate. Apparently, my style got the rugged sound, and lyrically, the sense of hate speech in my spoken art delivery, which leads to a question of, what does freedom of speech mean? If I'm criticized for the manner that I speak in, ain't the art versatile enough for me to be different? Is it because I don't follow trends? You deny that I'm gifted? How good must the slam poet be to get the stats it deserves? I've sacrificed myself to satisfy you through every verse. Emotions expressed accurately. I'd go as far as putting my reputation on the line when I feel the truth deserves to be heard. How do you make a list of KZN's best reciters that also consists of poets who are not blessed as writers? It's hard to even compliment those whom the credit's due to when amongst them are people that are just the worst of writers. I hate those who want to take a gimmick route in sonnets because it results to the public saying this is a silly art with problems. And you wonder why poetry shows ain't filling up the halls yet? I'm not throwing dirt on anyone. I'm just cleaning out the closet. Bulletman.